Hi, Larry Kruger with another session of Ask the Expert. Listen, today I'm going to talk about why every day should be Labor Day. I'm taping this, we're just coming up to Labor Day in Canada, the US, a day to now celebrate the end of summer, but was actually in place to celebrate the labor, the hardworking men and women that actually opened up both countries and your forefathers, who was ever watching this, that did manual labor. If you go back in your lineage, there's somebody in your family that worked hard manually, and you know them. They're real and they're reliable. You've met them. You know who I'm talking about. Just want to give you a quick story before I go in. It'll all come full circle. Many years ago, when I was in the industry back in the 80s, I was doing an office and commercial job of moving an office building for the federal government. And I went down to the estimate with a fellow by the name of Kenny Bashan. Now, Kenny was an older mover, had a bad hip, walked with a limp, always impeccably dressed. We had uniforms back in the day. I could still see him. His pants were pressed. He had a brand new pair of steel-toed Kodiak work boots. Rough kind of guy. He had what we call the hockey player's smile and missing a tooth in the front, but a real gentleman, real smart guy, and knew his business cold. The kind of no-nonsense guy. He'd run the crews and everything. Anyway, we were down there. There was about 9. It was a big job. There were about 9 salespeople. I was there with Kenny, and there's large safes. They're called file safes, full of files, very heavy. And one of the salespeople said, we're going to take out that window over there. We're going to bring a crane in. We'll take those things out by crane because they're so heavy. And another one of the reps said, what we have are these brand new floor walkers. We put them on there like a dolly, and we bring them down. They actually walk down the stairs. And Kenny walked over to it, put his hip beside it, and gave it a body check, and the thing went boom, boom. And he turned and he said, "We'll carry the effing thing down." And, he winked at the 2 gals, and he started walking away. And I'm going, holy, everybody's just sitting there amazed. These 2 young ladies, there was the 80s, big hair, big shoulder pads, and high heels. And I'm going, we're gone. This is it. All of a sudden, you hear click, 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 the high heels going down the things. They grab Kenny by both his arms, and they all start laughing, and Kenny starts walking with them. Well, it turns out that one of the gals came from a dairy farm. Father was a farmer. The other gal, her father ran an auto mechanic shop. He was a mechanic. They knew where Kenny was coming from. They appreciated his honesty, and they got a kick out of him. At any rate, full circle, we look at labor today as some sort of an inferior subspecies, if you will. When you're looking at countries trying to attract or expedite people, they're all doctors, lawyers, dentists. You can get into the country faster. There's nobody that's putting any kind of relevance on perhaps somebody coming to this country that doesn't have a good, understanding of the language, possibly, doesn't have a university degree, is not coming in on a management level. Well, that, if you think about it, was every single one of our grandparents or great-grandparents. That's how they came to this country. And that's how they built this country, through hard work and initiative. And we have to start treating these people with the dignity and respect that they deserve. You're on a move with some of these people, and because they're humping furniture, some people think that they're, they can't put a sentence together, or, they're inferior for some reason because they're not manipulating derivatives and doing all that voodoo BS that people do to make money. Everybody wants to manage. Nobody wants to do the manual or the work. Everybody wants to take a scrape, take a percentage, but nobody wants to get out and actually do the physical work necessary in the global supply chain to keep the world moving. So every day should be Labor Day, and we should take a step back and get out of this Uber, Amazon mindset about instantaneous everything, and appreciate the fact that it's hardworking men and women that built this country and continue to run it and treat them with the utmost of respect all year round. Hug yourself a mover. Have a wonderful day. Kenny, wherever you are, I hope you're still doing well. God love you. Goodbye. Adios.